Well, we begin with breaking news this morning. The Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to Nihon Hidankyo, a Japanese organization of atomic bomb survivors, for their efforts to disarm the world of nuclear weapons.
This grassroots movement of atomic bomb survivors from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, also known as Hibakusha, is receiving the Peace Prize for its efforts to achieve a world free of nuclear weapons, and for demonstrating through witness testimony that nuclear weapons must never be used again.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee lauded the work of the organization, saying they have dedicated their lives to the struggle for a nuclear-free world. And the survivors helped to describe the indescribable and grasp the incomprehensible suffering caused by nuclear weapons. Nihon Hidankyo will receive $1 million as part of the prize. It will be formally awarded to the group on December 10th in Oslo. Anna Cunningham is in our London bureau tracking the details on this. So, Anna, what more can you tell us about the winner here?
Morning, Jacqueline. Well, Nihon Hidankyo, a name that will now be known the world over. This is a Japanese grassroots movement made up, as you said, of survivors from the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was, in fact, created 11 years after the end of World War II to represent those survivors suffering not only with the physical effects of radiation, but also social stigma. Now, the Nobel Committee said the group won because of its efforts to rid the world of nuclear weapons. Those bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki back in 1945, we know, killed an estimated 200,000 people, and many of the survivors have seen their life's work as informing the wider world about what it's like to carry that trauma and stigma, and also survivors' guilt, so that nuclear weapons are never used again. The survivors are known as Hibakusha, and over the years, many of them have travelled around the world sharing their stories. I think those words that you mentioned from the committee's chair are worth repeating, Jacqueline. He said that these survivors help us to describe the indescribable, to think the unthinkable, and to somehow grasp the incomprehensible pain and suffering caused by nuclear weapons. Jacqueline.
And Anna, this decision, it comes at a time when international conflicts are again heightening the threat of nuclear warfare. How has that influenced the committee's decision?
Yeah, look, we never know who is nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. The shortlist, in fact, is only released after 50 years. There's always an educated guess, and I think certainly this year it has been a safe choice by the committee, a rather non-controversial one. There were other names being touted about, such as the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, or UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. But this decision is a pointed one at a time when the threat of nuclear war is still present. You know, we talk a lot about headlines being dominated by the conventional conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. But let's remember, both of those have involved the threat of nuclear weapons. Let's take a listen to Jørgen Vatne-Friednes. He is the chair of the Norwegian Nobel Committee.
It is therefore alarming that today this taboo against the use of nuclear weapon is under pressure. The nuclear powers are modernizing and upgrading their arsenals. New countries appear to be preparing to acquire nuclear weapons, and threats are being made to use nuclear weapons as part of ongoing warfare.
Jacqueline, in terms of reaction from Nihon Hidankyo to winning the Nobel Peace Prize today, the group's head has said that nuclear weapons should and can be abolished. Jacqueline.
Okay, Anna, thank you. That's Anna Cunningham for us.